Hey guys, appreciate Kevin getting on. This is Kevin O'Neill with Steele Solutions. We call this business or partnering for success. We have a few questions just to kind of get things started. Just Kevin and we've known each other for a lot of years, and I think Kevin, one of the great things about the relationship, and we'll talk more about this, but in life and as you progress through life, what you realize is that, we were probably taught at a younger age that everything's about relationships. And today, if someone said, hey, what does success look like? I would say it's all about relationships. And I think for us, we've had just such a great relationship as it started out as, two people that just didn't know each other that came together. We have similar personalities. We hit it off, and that was, probably 20 plus years ago. And today, I think we would say that, we're good friends, and yet we have a business relationship, right? So I think that's what's really cool about our relationship, and the relationship that Steele Solutions has with Zion, and Zion has with Steele Solutions.
I couldn't agree more, Chuck. I mean, it's kind of interesting. I think our relationship, we had like most people, we had a business relationship first. That was an arm's length business relationship. Didn't really know each other that well. Got started working together on things, and we were, I would say, one of your suppliers, and the very normal course of action. And through a lot of years of just industry things like the Mahita connection, from being on the board together, and different things like that, we've gotten to know the individual. And what you said is very true at the beginning, right? It's as you go through life, you realize it's the relationships that are worth everything. And kind of that's kind of been the case in business too for us. And I know with Zion it's really built under that concept of the relationship. It's more than just doing a project. It's more than just doing work together. It's enjoying the people you work with, coming up together to solve problems, that type of thing. And that's where the best relationships are founded, is it with mutual respect and honesty, and working hard to do the right things together.
So Kevin, that's a great lead in. So one of the, to keep things on script and to provide hopefully some value to those that watch this, what is Steele Solutions, your process that you go through when you're looking for the right partner, the next partner, or someone approaches you and they'd like to partner with you, they'd like to represent you. What culturally, what do you do? What are you looking for? Or what defines a good potential partner for Steele Solutions?
Sure. Thanks for the opportunity, Chuck. So, at Steele Solutions, we never have pretended to be the low price leader. We believe we're the safe choice in what we do, high quality. We know that what we do is an important part of the process, normally one of the first things on site. So we look for people that value the design expertise that we have, the creativity we have to help solve problems, and then the ability to really follow through and be deadline driven and hit the schedules that work. So when we look for partners, we look for partners that make sense to, that fit with what they're trying to accomplish, that are willing to let us help with the design process to get things into the right spot, and then look to execute well together and see the value that we bring in that situation. So we are not for everybody, and we've recognized that. Sorry, I got somebody calling me on the other line here. But what we look for is companies that have a similar set of values that we do, right? People that solve problems, people that want to put the customer's project and look for kind of a three-way win between the integrator partner, the end user, and the manufacturer. If we do those things well, then we have a long time. Our business is based on repeat business and long-term relationships. And so the people that value that over time, you have to develop that over time. You have to look for that and how they go. And last couple of years, we've actually added on our core values and really kind of honed in on what our core values are. So as an example, with Zion, when that opportunity came, kind of matching up the core values, they're very, very similar, said with slightly different words, but the concept is the same there.
Well, I think, Kevin, what's cool about it too, and what you're saying is that I can remember, when we first got started and we really weren't familiar with Steele Solutions. We were both younger in our careers, and it was like, why should we work together? What makes sense? And one of the things that you said is like, just give us an opportunity. You can do what you want with it. But I think if you engage us and you allow our team in, and you just allow us, let us just see how we do, see the quality of the product. Does it come out of does it ship on time? Is it marked correctly? Does it have, is the paint, is the right finish? And it was just little things. And I think, we just kind of from there, we let the teams engage. And from that first transaction to many, many years later, I think it was really, you verbalized what you felt we would get with Steel Solutions. And then you got to take a step back and you got to let your team deliver. And man, we've had nothing but great success with the lip service that maybe you once gave us of just trust us and give us a shot to many years later with a partnership. So kudos to you guys for, living out what you say you're going to do.
Well, Chuck, you had a really big point there, I think, which is a couple guys like you and I can talk, and it can be a little bit of lip service, right? Because we are not the people that execute everything every day. And so one of the things that I think really is the measure of the mark with a relationship is how deep it can go. And we matched our process to match companies like yours process with project engineering, project management, right down the list. So the key is that the two companies entrench together and understand who to call. I mean, you can call me for an answer, but the right person to call might be the project manager or the project engineer, depending on the question. So kind of matching that up together and modeling that together, that's where the true measure of the mark happens. As much as we enjoy spending time with each other or talking to each other, knowing each other, making sure that the work that gets done is done very well by our team.
Yeah. And I would say, Kevin, the other thing, we have a common friend, and I love what he says in Middleton, and he's always like, hey, I always get a little nugget out of a conversation, so we always try and give nuggets back. And one of the things that I would say, a nugget back to you and to your team was that when Zion launched in March of 2022, you were the first phone call that we made to a friend and to a business partner and said, hey, Kevin, we've got this company that's going to be fired up, and we're going to launch, and we're looking for some great partners that we've had great long-term relationships with. And while we had a business discussion about Zion, who are we, where are we going? We also said, hey, we'd love to represent your product. We'd love to continue that relationship. And, you really took a flyer with us. While we had the relationship as a new organization with a lot of knowledge coming into it with the leadership team, you were awesome. That's like, hey, look, we've done business for 20 plus years. We'd like to continue to do business with you. And you were there for not only yes, we'll support you. Yes, we believe in you, but you also acted as a reference for Zion for other business partners. They're like, hey, who can we check with? Hey, you know what? Give Kevin O'Neill a call at Steele Solutions and ask Kevin whatever question you want to ask Kevin as it relates to that. And Hytrol was a new business partner of ours that we had not had access to in our previous career. And, they just reached out. And when we just mentioned your name, Kevin O'Neill, like, whoa, we know Kevin. Kevin's a great guy, man. Just that by itself was enough for people to be like, hey, if it's good with Kevin, it's going to be good with us. And again, that's not lip service. That's just, again, friendship and a partnership and kind of how we define who we want to work with. So, just to thank you for that and a call out on taking a flyer on Zion.
Oh, you're welcome. I mean, again, it is, the name Zion or the name on the wall is one thing, but the people that make up that name is what matters. So we talked about relationships, and it helped that I knew where you live, Chuck. So if it hadn't worked out well, I knew where my next stop would be. But no, in all seriousness, it's I've actually put that on. I've talked that exact line with a few references who said, well, they're a fairly new company, and I'm like, they're not a new company. They're just a different name, right? And the people that I worked with and the people that I've built the relationship with are the same people, and they're good people, and that's the entire battle, if not the whole, most of the battle right there.
Yeah. Let me tee one up for you, Kevin. So can you just share, the highlights? I know that you guys have gone through some explosive growth yourselves. You've made some acquisitions, and it feels like you reinvest back into your organization. And can you just share, just kind of the evolution of Steel Solutions, where you're at, how you continue to redefine yourself and stay relevant and, continue with being a leader in the market?
Well, sure. Thanks. Yeah. Again, as you said, we kind of have taken the approach that we're the leader in our market niche, and the way that a leader leads is by setting the tone and looking at what the market requires. And as you said, with the e-commerce explosive growth that happened during COVID and things, we recognized that we needed to kind of reinvent ourselves and our go to market. We needed to really support the market with more ability to do more things. And so some of that was, of course, the same battle that your clients face every day, which is the number of people you have to do the work as opposed to using automation and things like that. So we've really streamlined our manufacturing processes and really invested in the automation in that part of the business, as well as the technology side of the business and what we're doing there. And then also we looked at opportunities to really deliver, not to steal your term, but memorable experiences, but to deliver another part of the equation that we saw was there's a need for, as a platform supplier, we bring things up in the air. And one of the ways things come down is with gravity chutes and things like that. So we merged with a company and acquired a company called Tiffin Metal Products back in early 22. And so we've been a combined company now for about 18 months. And so we now can offer more options and more solutions. And one of the things that's done is, they're more mechanical designers and we're more architectural designers. So it really does kind of go to our future model, which is continuing to be a solutions provider to our customers. So people think of us not as a pigeonholed as one product or another, but as a company that can deliver on tight timelines and deliver quality products and has the horsepower in many different areas, whether it be in design or in manufacturing, to really create products and solutions that help the marketplace.
I think, Kevin, from our standpoint, what we've seen is that I know you guys have, the size of your organization has truly exploded. But one of the things that's been awesome to watch and to have an association with is that what it would appear is a conscious effort to try and keep yourselves to who you were and who you are. And that is, again, it's been probably overused in this conversation, but that relationship, those touches, those value props. So a lot of companies grow and they grow so big that they lose touch of the relationship. They lose touch of who calls on who. It's a transactional thing. It's volume driven. But you guys have had that growth, but you've also, again, when I say invest back in, little things that we notice like 3D renderings and drawings and AutoCAD. And it's crazy that if you're a visual person, which I am, and a lot of our customers are, people think about a mezzanine or a platform like, it's not important. But when you have a 3D rendering and you're showing it and you're showing how it goes together and clear heights and being able to get trucks under there and support structures. And then the other thing you guys do a great job with is not only do you just have platforms, but we call them superstructures, but structures that allow for us to span large width stock doors, put a shipping sorter on top of it, whatever it might be, catwalks. Those are all things that, again, you guys continue to put arrows in your quiver and not reinvent yourself, but just have complementary offerings that are value props to us, not only from a contractual install functional perspective, but up front in the proposal phase of being different, of trying to separate ourselves from some great competitors that we have out there. So, that stuff goes noticed, and it really is. We really appreciate it, and that keeps us coming back to feed you guys with, things you can do to help us, and we appreciate that.
Kind of going back through what you said a little bit there, Chuck. When you look at the growth, one of the things that I was not 100% convinced of day one when we started down the process, but quickly became a big fan of was our core values, right? We have 4 core values, and let me just say them real quick. First one is grow or die. Second one is integrity in every decision. Third one is make it better, and the fourth one is together we win the day. And so when you talk about what you just touched on, a lot of those things, take it back to the grow or die, right? Obviously different different opportunities to service the customers in the marketplace. That's an opportunity where you don't have to go find somebody new, but you may be able to just expand your offering for them. That's a simple example of that, right? Integrity in every decision is doing things from when you hire people to where you train the folks and everything else. You pound that culture and you pound that thing. You find the right people that want to do it that way, right? Then make it better. Great examples of that were the 3D modeling, or what we've done with our the other challenge that we've always had on our products is in our process with our customers is, these job sites that you guys are installing on there's literally millions of parts there from hundreds of different manufacturers. And so keeping better track of that and showing a way to do that and how that actually can work even into the 3D model for those who want to do that. And really saying that this shipped on this truck at this time and is on this bundle, that type of stuff can really help the overall process of the project. And then Together We Win the Day is something that's always been, there's going to be a problem, there's going to be an issue, whether we caused it or you caused it or your customer caused it or no one caused it. It doesn't really matter. What we have to do is solve the problem today, make it right so that the customer doesn't see the problem. We make this it's something that's seamless that goes away, and we'll catch up later with the partner to figure out, was this ours, was this yours, where'd that fall? But that's what really is kind of guided us through our process and what we talk about. We do it in it's interlaced throughout our whole business, and it's really kind of does drive what we do and how we do it.
Yeah, we use meet in the middle, Kevin. We tell that to our prospects and our customers. It's like, guys, there will be every single project. You should count on something coming up. We are going to stub our toes, or you're going to stub your toes, meaning the customer. But we'll meet in the middle. Meeting in the middle is like, hey, one of our qualifiers with a potential prospect is like, what does meet in the middle look like, and how do we define that? Because stuff's going to come up, and when it does, we just want to be fair and reasonable. But our objective is to come to you with whatever that situation is. We will not keep it from you. We will not not share. If it's tough news, it's tough news. But the best thing we can do is hit it quickly, and then we come with a solution. And then that solution will be, how do we work together to make this work? And sometimes our business partners, that. Again, that happens, and I couldn't agree with you more as it relates to ultimately taking care of the customer first, and then we'll figure it out on the back end. So we're two gabbers. We're probably close to being out of time. So let me ask this final question, Kevin, from your perspective. Like, where do you see Steele Solutions going? Where do you see Steele Solutions and Zion going? What's the future look like for you?
I think that the idea that the solution provider part of it for us is really what the future is, because again, we think we have a good. I'm getting a little echo there. Sorry, I think we're getting a little. We do a nice job of what we do, and we'll keep making the tweaks necessary to do that, to support. But as you said, if you go back 10, 15 years ago, what we were doing compared to what we're doing today, it's very different. And so not settling and not letting complacency sneak in, and really just kind of reinvesting, reinventing, whether it's different automation, whether it's different solutions that we come up with. I think the bottom line is that we really want to be viewed and continue to be viewed as a company that can help solve problems. And I think that's exactly what Zion does too, right? You come in and you're trying to affect, intelligent change. And so when you do that, we want to be considered a key component of that. And again, we recognize that our products, as they're constituted today, may not solve every problem, may not be the right solution for each opportunity. But what we want to do is that people think of us as a resource, that maybe there's a challenge that hasn't been solved yet, that you're going, how do we solve this problem? Well, let's get together, sit around the table and solve that. So as we grow in our expertise and in our ability, how can we affect more projects? How can we do more things to help our customers and our partners like you guys go? And I think it fits really well with the model that you guys follow, as far as there is a solution out there for everyone. It may not be the perfect solution, in ours. I think we may not be part of that perfect solution today, but maybe we are in the future. So that's where I see us going.
Yeah, and I would just add a couple of notes to that, Kevin. That from our standpoint, we're very transparent with our customers, and we let our customers know who our business partners are. It's not all integrators do that. Not all of them are like they're sacred. They're very secretive of who it is. You can't talk to our business partners. We're just the opposite, right? We have customers that are going to be spending millions of dollars, and they're deserving of knowing who their business partner is going to be and why is it their business partner. And quite frankly, is the business partner, and to your point of your core values and who you stand for, is it complementary to them? And if it is, then great. And if they have an issue with it, we want them to be able to voice that and speak that. But at the end of the day, all we have is each other working together. So, we always call on you guys. The door is always open. We have joint calls. We'll invite our customers to have, one-on-one conversations with you. And we appreciate that. And I think, again, that's what a partnership is all about. So for all those people watching, or for other integrators, for customers, there's no secret sauce. It's just how we all work together, and all we're trying to do is to provide the best in class solution for our customers and whatever their pain points are. So appreciate that about you and your team. You guys have a very large organization. You got a lot of people doing a lot of things that do great work every day, but you're always accessible. We can always call you. We can always get you involved. You always return a phone call. So I look at this as one of the best partnerships that Zion has entered into, and we too think the future has got so much potential working with you. And just thanks for your time today. Appreciate you. Appreciate all the great things that you're doing there, and keep up the great work.
Thanks, Chuck. I appreciate the time today too, and appreciate all you guys do to help our business as well.